Good morning, YouTubers. T-Square with T-Square Talks. Hope everybody's having a great Tuesday morning. It is Tuesday morning. I wanted to do a quick video today. Not really anything long, only because I really don't have a big topic like that I had planned out or anything. I kind of just wanted to talk a little bit. I don't even know what I'm going to title the video, so I can't even start out the video with what I'm going to talk about because I kind of want to jump around a little bit today, only because, a lot going on. A lot of excitement we've seen over recent days with Bitcoin. However, Bitcoin, for those of you that haven't been following it, took a devastating blow yesterday. Now, here's the thing. I'm always quick to get comments from the naysayers or from the Bitcoin community when silver takes a hit of 1%. Maybe it will drop $1. And people will just be all over it, jumping around, putting down comments. See, it ain't doing nothing, on and on. But today, Bitcoin really took a big hit. Went down over $6,000 in one day. Can you imagine if you had a Bitcoin and you just lost $6,000? I know there's a lot of people that are super excited still that they're holding it because, it's gone up so much. But the truth of the matter is, I think it's just ticking the countdown away until the inevitable. A lot of people think that Bitcoin is going to continue to go higher and higher, and I kind of believe that there's a lot of get rich quick behind it, and a lot of that stems from there's not really any uses behind Bitcoin aside from being able to transfer money instantly, which is pretty cool, but you could do that with other means. We're going to talk a little bit about that today. We're going to talk a little bit about precious metals. As always, if you enjoy the video, please take a quick minute, hit that thumbs up button. If you're a Bitcoin person, I'm not saying anything bad about Bitcoin. I'm just saying that it shocks me that there's a lot of people out there that are all in on Bitcoin. Now, if you've got some Bitcoin and you've got some regular precious metals, then hey, you're probably going to be well off no matter what happens. And I'm happy for that because I have always said diversity is the key. But for the people out there that are just all in on Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies, I have to really worry for them. Because truly, I do this channel because I want people to learn about silver. I talk to friends of mine on a regular basis. I actually had a friend of mine tell me the other day that he can't believe that not one of my friends don't stack. He goes, every single person you're friends with stacks silver. They may not be hardcore into it, like, betting the farm on it, but they're all buying every week or every other week. And it's kind of funny, so I believe that when someone teaches you something, you should kind of try to pay it forward. And that's why I do these videos. That's why I always ask people, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, help me out, get the videos out more. If you want, share them. It really helps me out. But I understand some people don't want to share the videos on Facebook because, they don't want people knowing what they're into, that they're a stacker or that they're into precious metals. But, I believe in helping people only because there was a time when somebody tried to help me with precious metals, and they tried to talk sense into me when silver was $5, and I kind of laughed it off. I mean, here I was thinking, it sounds kind of crazy to me that you're just buying a piece of metal for $5 when you could be buying a stock that's, I hate to say it, paying dividends. And I say that funny because, that's what people are taught mainstream. For those of you that don't know, I have a degree in business, and I've been taught these things. And what they don't teach you in them degree plans is about precious metals. At no point in high school and junior high and college, any of that, do they teach you about precious metals. They want you in the system. They want you to continue feeding the system. The more people that are embedded in the system, the longer the system can go on. I've used a reference or an analogy before about the Amish and when they move a barn. Someone might be getting rid of a barn, or maybe there was a fire at the house and they're getting rid of the barn, or they're getting rid of, whatever. But the thing is, the way they move these barns is incredible. It really is. They'll have like a big lunch. They'll invite everybody comes over for a big lunch, and they put these stakes inside of the frame of the barn. They basically drill a hole in it, and they put these stakes in. And everybody walks around the barn or the shed or the house, whatever it is, and they literally will communicate coordinate a huge lift where they all do it by hand. Now, I know some people like lift a barn by hand. What? If you've never seen it done, I'm sure there's some great videos on YouTube. It's amazing to see. You get like 200 people all lined up around the house, a couple feet apart, maybe some people inside, and they're all lifting at the same time, and they're carrying it. And, they might walk, 50, 60 feet, whatever, and then take a break, put it down, and then wait a few minutes and do it again. But, it's kind of like the monetary system. If people were to start letting go of that barn, if people were to stop using the dollar, start backing away from it, well, eventually the barn becomes heavy for fewer people. And that's exactly what's happening when it comes to the US dollar. It's exactly what's happening to other fiat currencies. But I say the dollar because a lot of people have been holding the dollar because they believe the US dollar is the pinnacle of wealth. They believe that there's nothing that could ever happen to the US dollar. And they want you to stay in as long as you can, as long as you will, as long as the system runs. Because once people get out, the system collapses, the barn falls, the dollar collapses. And once people realize that, you've got two choices. I mean, if you're the only one trying to hold the barn up, or a couple people left over because everybody else has either stepped away or taken breaks or whatever, the barn falls and people are seriously hurt. That's why they coordinate everybody at the same time. And when you have the dollar, there's already people that are stepping away that see what's happening. Countries mostly, and what does that leave? Well, who's going to be hurt? Who's going to be left holding the bag? The people that are left holding the bag with dollars, as they continue to waste our money and frivolously spend it on plans that are not really sustainable, or they don't make sense, or there's kickbacks to get people's votes, or they're including extra stuff in, maybe they put one good thing in for 10 million, but then there's a bunch of dumb things in for the other 100 million. And once you realize what's really going on, they need the system to keep going. You think about the drain that's on the system right now between all the social plans, Social Security, military retirement, and I'm not saying this in a bad way. I'm military retired, but it's a lot of strain on the system. And when you have people that start getting frustrated that, I go to work all day and I can barely make ends meet. If you don't believe that that's the case, you don't really have to look far. You could find YouTube short videos where, I seen one girl when they made a comment that, people are just living too high on the hog or something like that. And the girl went on and she ran it on TikTok saying, I work 3 jobs. I don't even have a house. I barely can pay rent. I'm paying for daycare. I'm paying for this. And it's almost like there's no escape. Every job just wants me part-time. I don't get no benefits, so I've got to pay everything out of pocket. And it's getting harder and harder on these people. And as these people start really just throwing their hands up and giving up, you have to wonder what's going to happen when there's not enough money to pay these social benefits. Social Security, interest, all that stuff. Well, I can tell you right now, you stop paying interest on these treasury bonds, a lot of people are going to dump their treasury bonds. And if you don't believe it, they're already dumping them. I mean, interest rates only went down, 0.25%, I think. And people are already getting upset. Yeah, that means that the CDs you've bought at your bank, those 6-month CDs, they just roll over into lower yields. It was great. I can't even say how many people had asked me about that when they first started doing those 5.5% CDs. Hey, I'm thinking about putting 10 grand in a CD. What are your thoughts on that? Well, yeah, I mean, 5.5% is pretty good. You lock up 10 grand at 5.5% for 6 months. That's a pretty short period of time. It's kind of funny that they're paying that much on such a short period of time. Some people even question that, but credit unions are doing it. I showed it in a video that, people are paying that. They're not now. It's starting to come down, and a lot of it has to do with the Fed rate lowering their rate. And we have another Fed meeting in December, and a lot can happen. A lot of people think that they will cut rates. A lot of people think they won't cut rates. We don't really know what's going to happen. But the dollar has a direct reflection on precious metals. Now, here's the thing. There's a lot of manipulation out there on precious metals, just like there's a lot of manipulation on other things. I mean, I found it extremely interesting that only 3 days ago, Jim Cramer from Squawk Box or Mad Money, whatever his show is, came out and said he endorses Bitcoin. And I'm like, what? This guy has been talking trash about Bitcoin for 10 years. He has never had anything good to say about Bitcoin. People actually make a joke about him that whatever he does, go the opposite way. And sure enough, only 3 days after he endorses Bitcoin and says it's definitely a buy, all of a sudden we start seeing it come down. We had it up to $99,680. So, I mean, you're almost 100. Let's be honest. That's almost 100K. And then we see it plunge down to, it got as low today. Well, I'm sorry, it got as low yesterday as $93,000. I mean, that's a devastating hit. Now, will it stay down? Who knows? Because the truth of the matter is, when individuals own huge stakes in stuff like that, they can literally swing the market by selling and let the price fall and then just buy it all back up again at a cheaper price. How many people out there are really willing to put real money up to buy Bitcoin? Now, I know some people out there, there's a lot of people out there that are going to say, I have some. Okay, how many do you have? I mean, do you have $100 in Bitcoin, $1,000 in Bitcoin, maybe even a couple thousand in Bitcoin? A lot of people say they have it, like it's a proud thing to own Bitcoin, just to say you have it, to imply that you're making more money than other people, and that's cool. I've never really been a showy person, I guess you can say. Some people want to tell me, oh, you flaunt your silver all the time. No, I don't. I'm not out to show you my entire collection. Will I someday? I may someday, but it will be for a different reason. The day you see my whole collection is the day that my collection probably took a pretty good size hit. And what I mean by that is I probably got rid of a good chunk of it. I am on the fence of that. Some people will say, why would you ever get rid of your silver, T? There's a lot of things that I want in life right now that I am kind of working at. And I believe to achieve them goals, it's not going to happen overnight. I've got to do it a little at a time. If the gold-silver ratio starts really coming down to the fair range that I'm looking for, then I expect I'll be trading a bunch of silver off to get some gold. Especially right now, you're talking 85 to 1. I mean, that's insane. I wish I could find someone that would take all my gold and trade me all their silver. Because at 85 to 1, in my opinion, that is extremely high still. Is it high as it's been? No. Well, with manipulation, we had it as high as you could get 1 ounce of gold or 127 ounces of silver. Was it short-lived? Absolutely. Is it insane? Absolutely. But there are people out there that do it. And a lot of it comes by the feeding on the news and the networks, what they're saying. What is the news saying about precious metals right now? Right now, they're talking it like it's the end of precious metals. I don't think that's the case. I think we're taking a brief breather. We came down a nice little hit. I mean, are we under 30? No. Did we come down under 30? Yeah, I was $29.50 about a week ago. And then it went up to almost $32. And then it came back down to $30. It's going to happen fast when stuff does really take a big move. And when I say fast, though, I don't mean it's going to go to $100 fast. I mean, it's going to probably go from $30 to $34, $35 in a fairly quick time period. You've seen how quick things can change. If you look back at the beginning of the year when it dropped $22, a lot of people were thinking it was just going to keep going down. And a lot of people missed out on that $22. And when I talk to people now, I hear a lot of people say it ain't going down to $22, but we might come down another $1 or $2. Who knows? But if that's the best it can come down, if that's the worst it can come down, that's a good investment in my opinion. Now, this is not financial advice. Anything I tell you on this channel is just my opinion and what I think. But, you have to understand, what's going on. There's a lot of manipulation in the market. There's a lot of wealth getting sucked into this black hole, Bitcoin, other cryptos, and even the stock market. And we've seen how quick tides can change on anything, including Bitcoin, including gold, silver, stocks, anything. We've seen companies go bust overnight because they've been cooking the books. And we don't even know who all is cooking the books now. What I mean by that is, you take a look at Enron. I actually had a friend that actually went to work for Enron. And I said, dude, you took a pay cut? What? He goes, yeah, but I'm getting stock options. I said, well, that's kind of cool. He said, but you can't sell the stock for 5 years. I said, well, that's still cool. In 5 years, you're planning for the future, I guess, if they're giving you a good amount of stock. He said, if I count my stock options and my pay, I'm getting double, even though I'm getting less than what I was getting before in cash. And he did that for a while. I think he did it for like 3 years until Enron went bust, because he never got to the 5 years that he could cash it out. And even if he had, there was a lot of people that had gotten to the 5 year or to whatever their contract stated, and they didn't cash out. Why? Because they got greedy. Just like people out there that said, when Bitcoin went down to 18,000, there was a lot of people, 18 or 20,000, something like that. There was a lot of people out there that said, man, if I ever just get my money back, I'm cashing out. I'm selling everything. But then they made their money back, and then they wanted more. That's where greed comes in. And then they held it. They got all the way up, like I said, all the way up to 100 grand a couple days ago. It's interesting how people react when it comes to money. They don't stick to their original plans, their goals. And that's why I've always said, with silver, have an exit strategy. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with stacking hard. If you're truly stacking hard, if you're truly dedicating a certain amount of money right now every week to precious metals, and you're sacrificing other stuff in your life to achieve your goals, well, all of a sudden, if you have a huge spike in silver and you want to sell a little silver, I'm all for that. I ain't going to lie to you. I should have already bought a new vehicle. Here I am driving a beater that's probably lucky it still runs. But I'm going to drive it to the ground. And the money that I would be making a payment on that is money that I can put to precious metals. It's money that I can put to investments. And when those investments do pop, I'm not going to feel bad selling some of them investments and buying a vehicle or something that I want, whether that be a forever home, whatever that may be. A lot of people just don't understand what's really going on, what's at play. So that's why I tell people right now, this is an opportunity to stack. The ground is shifting at your feet. If you don't stack now, the opportunity for you to stack will slowly diminish. And in 2 years from now, and mark my words, 2 years from now, you will look back and you'll say, man, I wish I had bought more when it was $30. Because I talk to people now and they tell me, I wish I had bought more when it was 20. I wish I had bought more when it was 15. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap up the video here. I don't want the video to be too long, but I really wanted to get a video up, even though I didn't really have a specific topic. But when it comes to silver, there's just so much to talk about. Look forward to seeing a live event this weekend where we will be doing our free silver event for members. If you are a member, if you're not a member, you'd like to become a member, it's only $1.99 to become a member. You can click that join button below. Every month we do a free silver giveaway or a special event. It's not really a giveaway, it's a special live event where you have a shot at getting something for free. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it will be a lot of fun. If you would, take a quick minute, hit that thumbs up button. If you made it this far and you haven't hit it yet, if you did already hit it, thank you so much. Because the more people that hit that thumbs up, the more it helps the algorithm and helps share these videos. So And if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And I will see you guys all tomorrow on T-Square Talk. I hope everybody is, I know that views may go down a little bit because we are going into the holiday weekend. Nothing will change on my end. I will still be pushing through for you guys. I'm here for you. So thank you all for watching and hope to see you guys again on T-Square Talk. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.